I genuinely have an issue with unresolved cliffhangers. It makes me angry, makes me upset, makes me confused. How am I supposed to go through my everyday life if some asshat who had a plan doesn't go through on said plan? It's true though. If an open-ended finale captures our intrigue but then never gets resolved, it's a horrible thing to try and justify in your brain. You do not have the answers, and you're never going to have the answers. I'm Simon from What Culture. This is 8 big movie cliffhangers that will never be resolved. Number 8, The Italian Job. The Italian Job ends with a literal cliffhanger in the sense a car is teetering on the edge of a cliff. Can't get much more poetic than that really now, can you? After spending the entire movie trying to steal some gold though and then actually doing it, the thieves hit a bit of a problem when, as mentioned, they go careering off the road. What's worse, their pile of treasure is slowly slipping towards the back door and potentially out of the car. So not only could they die, if they somehow do survive, all their criminal work may have been for nothing. Thankfully, Michael Caine has an idea which he announces to the audience.
Hang on a minute, lads. I've got a great idea.
But then the movie ends. So did they die? Did they keep their stash? Are they still stuck on top of that mountain? Number 7, Predators. While you should never remake Arnie movies without Arnie, Predators was actually okay. Mostly because it was just the first film again. And the first film is great, but this one didn't have Arnie in it, so therefore it was worse. The problem, however, was that it was meant to reboot the franchise, not just be a single movie. So during the climax, when Adrian Brody sees dozen more humans and aliens being parachuted in to carry on the hunt between man and predator, he vows to go and sort it all out. He says it all menacingly as well, so you know he means it.
Now, let's find a way off this planet.
We never got Predators 2 though, which is good in a way because that would have been the worst title in history. As far as we know, Brody is still sat there with his notepad trying to figure everything out. Number 6, The Thing. The Thing does not go down easy, and this is why Kurt Russell has to destroy an entire base just to make sure it's dead. That is stressful enough, especially as someone's going to have to clear up the mess and because all your friends have been murdered. So you're going to be a little concerned when one of these supposed deceased mates just comes back like nothing was wrong. Thing is though, Kurt's character, who's called RJ McReady for the record, the greatest name in movie history, is so exhausted from his battle with the Thing, he doesn't question Charles' return, even though there's a good chance he could be infected. Which means round 2 is about to begin. There's a huge debate about this as well because we're never told what's what. Maybe they just sat there for hours sharing war stories. Or maybe McReady got eaten. Number 5, Godzilla. The problem with any cliffhanger from Godzilla's 1998 remake is simple. Does anyone even care? But yes, after the heroes of the day slay the beast and all of his offspring, it turns out they missed one egg which hatches just before the credits roll. Unfortunately, critics hated the movie, fans hated the movie, and it made no money. And that's the perfect recipe for killing off a franchise. I guess that little Godzilla is just someone's pet now. Number 4, Unbreakable. Before M. Night Shyamalan forgot how to make a good movie, he made awesome ones like Unbreakable, which, yes, is great, even though everyone seems to think it isn't. The twist comes as the film is drawing to a close, where it's revealed that Sam Jackson's Mr. Fragile, which may not be his real name, reveals it was he who caused Bruce Willis's train to crash at the start of the movie. This comes as somewhat of a surprise given he's been an aide throughout, but it's also the trigger to remind Willis that he was once a superhero. Well, that was the idea anyway. There was meant to be loads of Unbreakables, but we never got them. So instead we're left with loads of questions, especially what Fragile's motivations really were. And then we got The Village. Ugh. Number 3, The Green Lantern. The real cliffhanger here is if you can get through The Green Lantern, because it is a terrible, terrible movie, especially today, where comic book adaptations are all the rage. It makes this even worse. There were bigger plans in place, however, because the ending sees evil badass Sinestro reappearing wearing a yellow ring, which indicates how powerful and threatening he now is. You just knew this was teasing a big blow-off between the two, but we never saw it play out because 1, the Green Lantern was rubbish, and 2, the Green Lantern made almost no money. So it got canned. Probably for the best. Number 2, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. The irony of that title given everything that happened. Kind of embarrassing now. But despite all the hope in the world that The Amazing Spider-Man 2 would be just that, it completely flopped and was the lowest grossing entry in the franchise. Which isn't surprising when you remember Sony rebooted the thing as it was on life support. Just leave it be. That did ruin the film's end though. After Spidey had saved the day, the Green Goblin vowed to assemble a group of villains to take him down, which would probably have been the Sinister Six. Then there was the mysterious identity of that dude in the hat, and the whole debacle with Peter Parker's dad. They were all to be answered in The Amazing Spider-Man 3, which is never happening now, because the rights are back with Marvel. So you can kiss that one goodbye. Number 1, Planet of the Apes. The ending to Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes is just weird. Clearly worried about any reaction to toying with the original, which, made sense. Instead, Mark Wahlberg comes crashing back down to Earth in his space pod to find a statue of an ape where one of Abraham Lincoln used to stand. Right. Okay. What? There is no answer because it's never explained. Did Marky Mark travel through time? Is this a different dimension? Have apes somehow beaten him back to Earth and simply graffitied the place up? I don't know. You don't know. Not even Tim Burton knows, because it wasn't his idea, so he says. Publisher Fox asked this ending to be added to set up a sequel, which never happened. So cheers for that, guys. Next time, just punch us in the face. It'll be quicker. Know of any other cliffhangers that will never be answered? Let us know in the comments below, and then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can even come follow me on Twitter at SimonMiller316. I'm Simon from What Culture, and I'll chat to you again soon.